Dear students and the teachers, principal and the directors, correspondent and the parents who have come here, very good morning to you and happy Independence Day. Hi, good morning. So, I have seen your wonderful performances and fancy dress by Tiny Tots and wonderful speeches by small girls and boys. They are very excellent. We wholeheartedly appreciate their efforts on this occasion and all the teachers who made them like this. I congratulate all of them. So it is already becoming hot. I will not take much of your time and only very few minutes, but I urge you, I request you, please maintain silence, and this is a way to respect the Independence Day, to respect the elders, to respect the school. So be silent for 3 minutes. I will tell something which I know, which I have learned in my life. And as a introductory, you know why we are here today. So this is a history all of you have already read in the books. All of you are being told by your teachers that India was like small villages, kingdoms and very scattered places, and British people, they have colonized and made Indians all slaves, because that was a time when education was very meager and the poverty was in hikes. So after a struggle of more than 200 years, so finally with the sacrifice of so many people, so we got our independence, and now today we are enjoying the fruits of our free India independence and the sacrifice of our forefathers. And this is not to just remember the past, so we have to think what is future. So there is always what we can do in the present and the future. So what has happened has already happened in the past, and let us, so only thing is we must ruminate what has already happened. To the children, what the India has faced challenges before independence, and what challenges were there during the independence, and what challenges are there now. So they are quite different. So before the independence, it was poverty was the big challenge. So the economic resources were very meager, and people very hard to find food to eat. So they used to have the hunger deaths. So that time the literacy is also very less, and there is also communal feelings, and there was a discrete groups. But after independence, so we could make united India. All people have come together and form the great India, Akhand Bharat. So these were the challenges which were there before the independence. But even when we are getting independence, we do had some challenges like the partition of India. So if you go back to 1947 partition, it was a very black day. So many lives have lost and so many property was damaged, and during mass mobilization of the people. So that was a very bad situation. So let us learn from that. So it is the human love affection which brings the people together and not the enemy. But still, after the partition, so we have enemy countries besides us, and the still enmity continues. So this is a very unfavorable situation. Then what is our role now? So what the people have fought for us, they have brought independence for us, but what we have to do now? So what is our role? So then I told you the past challenges and the challenges we have faced during partition, during independence, and now we do have still challenges now. So that what is the biggest challenge now is a pollution, a climate change. Now you see, actually, when we have started the school in 2005, so there was a heavy rain during the 15th August. So almost first few years there was a very good rains always. So it was very difficult to organize 15th August in the school. But now you see, because of this climate change, the El Nino effect. So what you have reading in the papers, the El Nino effect and the global warming, you could find rarely the rains. So we are short of water. So the future is to get drinking water. There is a lot of shortage for drinking water and clean air. So it's very difficult to breathe a clean air. So in future we may need everybody a cylinder on our back to have a good air. So this is going to trouble the population. So everybody must try to protect the environment. So we try to be close to the environment, and nowadays there are a lot of programs going on for protection of environment, but still everybody should understand so the importance of protecting the climate. And the biggest now the change is in the artificial intelligence. You must have all heard and seen in news the artificial intelligence taking ahead, going ahead, and almost so many people are losing the jobs. So 100 people doing a work and AI is doing alone. So but still there are chances. So we must adapt to the new technology. So it is not only the hard work, we need some smart work. So we need to work smart, utilize the technology, go with the world, know things, and definitely we will have good chance, and there is a better chances now to learn, to get upgraded in this world. So now the technology, the world is with the technology, and there is geopolitical instability. Now you see, even though every country is rich, every people are good, but still the wars are going on. Though America attacks Iran and Israel attacks Lebanon and other countries. Like that, there are so many wars. So previously wars have happened, but still we are facing some wars. So we need world peace. So that is the only way where human beings can be peaceful, healthy. So we need world peace. So everybody should try to bring peace. So how do you bring peace? So let us be peaceful in yourself, peaceful with your friends, peaceful with your parents. So everybody maintains calm and peace. So definitely the world becomes a place of peace where everybody can live. And energy resources are a big problem in future. Now we know how the energy comes. There are so many vehicles are running on the road. So every vehicle needs some energy, either petrol, diesel, or it should require electricity. So there are very few sources. Either it should come from the earth, it should come from the ocean, or it should come from the sun, solar. So these are the energy sources. So still India is depending most of its oil from the other countries. So we must find the way to have our own energy. Then only we can rule the world. So we can become rich when we have our own energy sources. So that is why we are trying to build our own energy sources, and the political parties, they are trying their best, and each of us should know what is going on in future and what is our role to make our country strengthen, our country to. So our forefathers, they have fought with weapons, they have fought with peace, they have fought with satyagraha, they have many weapons that made us India free. But what is our challenges and what is our weapons? Our problems here are ignorance. So the poverty, inequality, corruption, pollution, intolerance, indiscipline. So these are the things going on in the society. But we should get rid of them by our weapons. Our weapons are our education. So we must educate ourselves, and the ignorance should go away. So still in India, we see so many villages, people who cannot write, who cannot read. The still illiteracy is persisting even after getting 80 years of independence. Still there is no 100% illiteracy. So at least by 2047, the centennial year of independence, you see that every citizen of India should be able to read, write, and they should be 100% literacy. So let us, the governments and the people and all of us should try for this. And with the honesty, with the hard work, and with compassion, with the discipline, and we should, these are our weapons to strengthen the India now. So these are the only the weapons we have to achieve a good Indian, a strong India. And when you study hard, you are strengthening our country. When you are helping someone in need, you are helping India. When you are refuse to cheat or refuse to take shortcuts for your success, so when you work honestly, so that you are strengthening the India. And the dream big, as APJ Kalam told, dream big, and not only dream, you should try to work hard to make the dreams live, take the dreams real. And today, after this serious talk, I would like to tell you a small story which is on the honesty and discipline. Are you ready? Yes. So there was one sculpture. So you know who is sculpture? So who made statues with his chisel from the stone. So the sculpture is there. So he is doing work on a murti, a goddess. So he has made a beautiful picture, beautiful idol from the stone. But he was not satisfied the back part of the statue, which is not even seen by people. So nobody goes to the back of the statue. So only everybody is lying in front of the statue. They are looking at the statue, and it's very beautiful. But still, the back portion of the statue is still not satisfactory to the sculpture. So he is trying hard for months together. He is still trying hard to make it perfect. And one young man asked that sculpture, so why you are doing so much hard work, so much work to make the things better, which are not seen by people. The people are only standing in front of the statue. They are not even going back, and nobody is looking at the statue and behind. Why you are making it so perfect on the back? And the sculpture told, no, even nobody is seeing. It is not. I know that it is not perfect, and the God sees my work is not perfect. So the honesty lies whether somebody is observing you or not. So don't be very good when somebody is observing you, and you be as you like when nobody is observing you. So it is not like that. So if somebody is seeing you, observing you or not, so you always must be perfect. So that is the honesty and the discipline where all your work should be perfect, even though nobody is watching at you. And every obstacle, so we have so many problems, obstacles coming in our life, but every obstacle will have a reward. So for example, there was a small kingdom. The king wanted to test the people in his country. So he has put a large boulder. So the large big stone, the boulder is now, he has put a large boulder in the middle of the road. So everybody is coming and just passing by the stone. There is a little road is left on the stone after occupied by the boulder. So everybody who is coming there just looking at the boulder, they are not trying to remove the boulder, they are just passing from the side. So but ultimately one young man came and he tried to move the boulder to the side to clear the road. But it was very difficult. But he tried for several hours, and finally he succeeded in moving the boulder to one side. And finally, when he moved the boulder to one side, he has seen a little bag, and he opened the bag. He has seen some gold coins in the bag, and there was a small letter from the king. So what it was written there, he told, so whoever moves this boulder to one side will get these gold coins as a reward. So that means whatever the obstacles, so don't get away from your obstacles. So whatever the hard work you do, so definitely there will be a reward. So this is the story of how you get a reward if you do some hard work, if you bypass some obstacles. And always you are not become successful. So you do some work, but you may not become successful. Said there are failures. Try to accept the failures. And a little example, when Thomas Alva Edison, you must be knowing, the inventor of incandescent bulb. So he was asked by a journalist, he asked, sir, you have tried to invent this bulb 1,000 times, but only after that you became successful. So why are you not feeling for what you have done, for your failures? Then, though he has given an intelligent answer, that I told the people, I told this world that how 1,000 times we cannot invent a incandescent bulbs. So you understood? So he has given an intelligent answer that by 1,000 times we came to know that you cannot invent. So anything, take it positive. So whatever, even your failures, they will never come. Success will never come at a time. and even it comes, it will not stay. So you should try hard to come, and we should try hard to maintain it. So that is why in between accept for the failures, and there is always a sharing and caring. So this is becoming hot. I will end this with the last small story. How sharing and caring in between you will help you to grow better. So there was a little class, a school where a class teacher was conducting an experiment. So what he did, there was 50 students in the class and there was a big hall. So he brought 50 balloons. Are you able to follow me or not? Say yes or no. Yes, okay. So the teacher brought 15 balloons, and the 50 students' names are written on the balloon. Okay? So he has put all the balloons in one room, and all the students, 50 students are there in another room. So what he told, so go and pick your balloon and come to the room. And we are giving you 2 minutes time. So in these 2 minutes, you have to find your balloon on which your name is written and get it to me in this room. So what happened when he told, everybody rushed into the second room, they quarreled, they tried to pick this balloon, oh it is not my name, they threw it away, they tried to pick another balloon, so it is not mine. So they spent a lot of time. In the 2 minutes, only very, very few people could get their balloons, and rest of the people came empty-handed to the room without a balloon. Then the sir told, so okay, this time let us have a small change. So what you have to do is, I am giving the same 2 minutes time, all of you go to the room again, find a ball, find a balloon and read its name and give that balloon to the one whose name is written on that. So immediately all the students rushed into a room and picked up one ball, one balloon and gave it to the friend whose name is written on that. And again this process continued, and in less than 2 minutes everybody has their own balloon in their hands. So understood? So it is just by sharing your ball which came into your hand